tight, feeling like where the rains. Whole lot of globetrotter, man, they don't know nada. Bro, gotta show something to me and go harder. So proper, nah, not that, we sure gotta give it a raw man like Don Dallas. All that I got will never stop. I give it all, straight to the top, will never fly. I give it all, they want me rock, I never blow. I give it all, whoa. What you say, my man? Give it all, whoa. Hey, give it all, whoa. Yeah, stand tall, give it all. All that I have, I let it be. 'Cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. What do you think when people look at me? 100 degrees tougher than Booker T. Couldn't agree more, but could it be? I think higher than them all. Truthfully, my pen fire and then some. A body addendum. Take this whole thing for ransom. Give it all I got for attention. Not a mention of life well lived, for instance. Give it all.
Battle the kid is white flags. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city that need me is clear now. The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the
Sandman, I can tap dance through the energy blast. Run flat, never pop your orbit. I keep energy and storage. I see spinning the globe, my fingertip itch. If I could pluck the earthquake hit, look at the wrist, look at your body, I shake it and shift. Big fish in a small pond, Godzilla with a boot on. I step into your lawn, turn skyscrapers into croutons. Hit the button going high speed, need a megaphone to announce me. I move through the pygmies and the top pick, gotta pick fleas. Sit back, better breathe deep. Look around and they looking at me. 10 toes still never defeat. Push button never needed a key. I see they ain't ready for me. Hot boy still 100 degrees. I cross eyes and I dotted the T's. E&D till I leave in peace.
The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the
The high school football season kicks off tonight in Olivesburg with an intriguing Week 1 showdown between a star-studded but young Crestview squad looking to take a big step up in 2024 against the Seneca East team who took the upper hand in this matchup with an opening 9 win last season. It's live and free and only on the OH Report, and it's all coming at you next.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside of the 89 Homes pregame show. I am Brian Skowronski, joined by the coach, Sean Adams, and opening night has arrived, Coach. It always has a little bit of a special feeling to it. Obviously, a lot of optimism, a lot of unknowns, and you start figuring things out the more action that you get, of course.
It is a special night. There's nothing better than high school football in Ohio, especially on opening night and being in a small town and seeing all the fans and all the hoopla. It's just great to be here.
Here are the Crestview Cougars out on the field. I think a lot of folks in the area and the media feel like this team's going to take a big step up here in 2024, though their opponent tonight actually beat them in the season opener a season ago, finishing, though, on a 3-game skid, including a tight game in Week 11 against Colonel Crawford. But the big question mark for them, they're looking to replace a dual-threat quarterback in Blake Foose, who had 2,000 pass yards and 1,000 rushing yards. So we'll see if they've got a newbie up for the challenge.
Well, number 13 is in there, and everything that I've heard from people, they say that he's dynamic. So I guess we'll find out tonight.
He definitely has a great target to throw to in Taylor Young, now in his senior campaign. The top returning wideout in the Northern 10, led the league in receptions, 61 grabs last season. I mean, that's a bunch for any team in any type of system.
It is, and you know, I look for Seneca East to try and duplicate that this year and try and throw the ball around and see what 13 can do. It gets a little confidence, and things can go crazy for them.
On the other side, for Crestview, they return a ton of talent. You know, they started a lot of sophomores last year, Sean. Now the Cougars, they're playing with a little bit of expectation. It's going to be a different feel for them from start to finish.
They're a year older. You know, they've been in the weight room another year, been in the program another year. And, you know, I just watched them here again in pregame, and not too many teams run double tights anymore. And these guys run double tights, and that's kind of hard to prepare for. So it's going to be interesting to see if Seneca East can handle that.
Our player spotlight, Ayden Reymer, now a junior, averaged 130 yards per game as a sophomore, led the team with 15 total touchdowns, and they might run the double tight so they can get this guy the rock with a lot of blocking this year. And it's going to be a short kick as we are underway. The 2024 season is here, and it's going to be Crestview with the football first to start things off after the short return.
Crestview's got great field position. Looks like they're on the 42-yard line, and anytime you got good field position starting off, you're in the money here.
Cougars will have junior Liam Kuhn now, second-year starter. Expect the game to slow down for him a bit this season.
And there they are in the double tight formation with the wing and running the jet sweep, gain a couple yards. That double tight spreads you out more than people think.
First down run goes for just a couple, so it'll be second and long here for the Cougars. (4-3) defense for Seneca East. As Crestview comes out, shotgun Raymer, the lone back to the left hip here of Kuhn. And they'll run it on second down, makes a cut, and here's the speed. Ayden Reymer's going to take it all the way to the crib. Touchdown, Crestview. Just 52 seconds into the campaign on a 58-yard touchdown run.
And there they were. They had a tight end wing, and they ran the counter GT to the tight end, and there was nobody there. Seneca East got blocked down, and then they got kicked out and let up through. It was a beautiful play.
Quick start here for Crestview, and the flag on the field is, looks like just a sideline warning. So the touchdown will count. Points on the board.
Beautiful execution by the offensive line there. Everybody blocked down. Here comes a guard and tackle on the opposite side, kicking out, lean up through. Just good old-fashioned hard-nosed football.
So the Cougars, 2 plays into their 2024 season strike. They lead it 7-0 here at home. The folks at Scott Bailey Memorial going absolutely bananas. We'll step aside, quick timeout. We'll be back. See if Seneca East can answer.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
impressive start for the Crestview Cougars here at home. They lead at 7-0 less than a minute into the season. Ayden Reymer, 58-yard house call, and that's exactly what we were anticipating coming into his junior campaign. We know this dude's a track star. Big numbers as a sophomore and off to an incredible start here in his junior season.
Well, and we talked about the keys to the game, especially for Seneca East, was to get stops. And 2 plays is not getting stops, and they're going to have to do better than that to continue to stay in the game.
Be a kicking infraction here against the Cougars, so decent starting field position for Seneca East as their offense gets set to take the field for the first time, and Nicholas Parks get his first operating night as the lead man under center.
Everybody I've talked to this summer say he's really grown and matured and has got great potential ahead of him. Of course, it helps when you got that wideout out there to throw to that had, 60-some receptions last year?
Taylor Young led the Northern 10, 61 grabs, almost 5 a game. Actually, a little more than 5 that would break down to. And he's going to split out here to the near side. 3 receivers up to the top of your screen. And here's Parks throwing, and it's a dime. Wide open is Jackson Gayhart, and he's got a big pickup.
They had trips on the other side, single receiver on this side, and they had an unbalanced tight end over here that nobody picked up on the pass, and that's how he was wide open. I think Crestview confused that for regular trips, and they snuck 44 to be the tight end here on the short side. Great call by Ed Phillips over there for Seneca East.
It's an excellent play design and a huge first down to start off their first drive. Breaking into Cougar territory. Snap from the 38, and we'll get a flag. This will go against the Tigers.
Start off their first drive.
Got lined up quickly.
Breaking into Cougar territory.
We'll see who moved.
Snap from the 38.
Looked like it came on the right side of the line.
This will go against the Tigers.
First down, 15. Parks rolls, sets to fire. A lot of pressure, and he can't get away from it. Big sack on the play by Gavin Parker.
Seneca East lines up in a bunch formation. It looked like he had a receiver on the flats early, but he missed him, and then he came back around, and backside pressure was able to get a sack. That's a huge sack for him. That's looks like about a 15-yard sack.
Parker, big contributor last year, over 11 tackles per game, and getting off to an excellent start here, getting into the backfield. Crestview's had some great development of defensive ends here over the last 5 seasons, and just pile driven right into the ground. Big tackle there by Jack Stevens.
Great job by the Crestview defense. Seneca East was in spread formation. They ran a simple trap right up the middle. Linebackers read it and filled and went opposite day. It's just a great defense by Crestview there.
So third down coming up. 3 receivers to the top. Looking that way is Parks. He's going to load up and go for it all. It's a bit of a wobbly ball. And a great defensive effort at the last second. Broken up by Nolan Moore. Fourth down.
Great play by the defender there. They did have number 1 over there in the flats that I think 13 missed. He was all by himself. So that's something that they might come back to.
And a drive that had a lot of promise with a big first play out of the gates. Looks like it might fizzle out, though. The offense remains on the field 4 wide here on 4th and a bunch. Just be a little pooch kick. This is Gayhart. And a limited return out across the 20.
That was a great stand by the Crestview defense after the first big play. You know, we talked about the first game jitters and being able to conquer adversity, and they came back with a huge sack and pushed them back. And so now they got the ball, and we'll see if Seneca East can get a stop here. This is imperative right here that they get one.
Take a look at the starting offense tonight for the Cougars. Talks about Coombe, Reymer already broke off a big one. Tyson Ringler expected to be the #1 target this year. Carter Goon as well. Now he's a junior. Got some big minutes. Played a lot of football last season.
There we are with that double tight formation in the eye with wide splits, and they run a trap up the middle and gain 4 yards. The 3 technique's got to squeeze down a little bit more when he sees that guard block down, and he kind of ran up the field to kind of open things up.
Looks like a gain of 5 up the middle. And second down now for Kuhn and the Cougars offense. See the Tigers stack in the box. They'll bring a little bit of heat. And the running play doesn't go very far. Barker with the carry.
I think Crestview's happy with that right there. As long as they can wear on him and gain a couple, keep the sticks where they're at, manageable. You know, they're still at 3rd and 2, and that's right in their wheelhouse. Ran a little power play. Front side guard, or backside guard leads up through, and the running back kicked out. We're still in double tights.
On the run. Here's Reymer backing his way in. And he'll pick up solid yardage here. Enough for a Cougar first down.
That's right, what they want to do. Stay in that eye and just wear you down. And then they're going to spring one. Just wear you down, and then spring one. I think that's kind of their recipe.
See a good look on it there on the Carothers Pest Control instant replay. Clock stops, showing 8:14 here in the opening quarter. Kuhn hands it off. Here's Reymer. Out to about the 48-yard line, and another nice gain on first down.
Nice little quarterback power read there. Quarterback gives it, the end came in, and here comes Reymer on the outside. Nice play call. Now we got 2nd and short. Look for Crestview to maybe open something up here a little bit and maybe try and take a shot.
Starting to put the Tigers defense a bit back on their heels here in the early portion of the contest. As we've got a new back in. And bouncing to the outside.
Number 21.
It's a Branson Hyder, 5'10 junior. And we'll take a look here at our keys to victory. Presented by 89 Homes. And for me, Sean, I felt like Crestview on offense had to be multiple. They haven't had to drop back and throw it yet. However, I think eventually they're going to have to put the ball in the hands of Kuhn and let it fly.
Absolutely, and they've, trying to establish this run game where on Seneca East. The big thing that I see right now is the speed difference between Crestview and Seneca East. There's a big difference there.
Got a flag blowing this play dead.
I think it was a timeout, Crestview.
So the Cougars will stop the clock. 6:44 showing. 3rd down and 1 is the situation. Take a chance to say what's up to all of you watching out there live and free tonight. Everybody watching over on YouTube, I will post this on Facebook. We'll do a restream of it tomorrow. We've got new crews this year, Sean, and I believe we're doing 8 games all at the same time. And unfortunately, we're finding out tonight that we're limited to only so many YouTube and Facebook streams that we're allowed to do simultaneously. So we had to pick and choose. And for the Cougars, we went with YouTube for now, but we'll have this baby on the Facebook tomorrow.
Well, the OH Report just does a fantastic job, Ryan. You guys do so well and covering high school kids and high school programs, not only in football but everything. It's just kudos to you and your crew.
Appreciate the love and thrilled that you were able to join me in the booth. I'm going to have you on for about 4 games this year as Reymer jump cuts and stopped just a little bit shy. So it will be 4th down on the way. And the Tigers defense, an excellent opportunity coming up to get their offense back on the field.
Yeah, and we talked about that earlier. We got to get some stops here. And, that time Crestview lined up in the power I and just couldn't get the first down. They just ran a simple power play out of the power I, so now they're forcing Crestview to punt, and that was what I thought was the key to victory, try and get a little confidence here.
I'm going to be stunned if they punt this, Sean. It's 4th and inches. You almost never see from midfield in the high school game them punt it away, but actually they really are. It's Barker end-over-end punts, and it's a pretty good one. Going to pin him back inside of the 15-yard line. So the Cougars' second drive stalls. And we'll get a second look now at the Seneca East offense, who came out. Big throw from Nicholas Parks to start things off. Broke into Crestview territory. And then from there, a couple of penalties slowed him down, Sean. And, that's one of the assets of the game, or, something that you look at. And sometimes it just takes you out of rhythm, and it can blow everything up.
Well, they had a couple of penalties, and then the huge sack, pushed them back to where they originally were. And the thing that I've noticed about this so far is number 1 has been open a couple times here. So let's see if they can try and get him the ball. He's definitely their playmaker.
So it'll be first down 10. 5:52 remaining here in the opening frame. Opening night of the high school football season. A couple games we had, of course, on Thursday. But this is true opening night for most of the teams across the Buckeye State. And we've got some good matchups. I love the non-conference portion because it's up to you, your team, deciding if you got the strength, if you want to go up against some big-time teams, or other seasons maybe not so much. And you get to learn about different areas as well, Sean. So it's this is always one of my favorite times of year, these first 3 weeks.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of coaches live by that mantra that iron sharpens iron, and these two are ready to go at it, and both great programs.
Parks sets, fires, and he's got a completion far side of the field to Bryler Beamer.
Beautiful timing route over there by number 8, by 13. They had that corner really off balance for a first down. That's pivotal right there. 13 stood right in there and threw it before the receiver even turned around.
It'll be a home and kitchen supply first down. You're right. Set his foot. Knew to fire it out there. Nice break back to the football and picks up about 4 yards after the catch.
It looks like Crestview's saying, okay, we're going to play you man-to-man, and we're going to keep people in 7 in the box to try and stop the run, which is kind of surprising, but there's number 8. He's getting held by the corner. They got away with one over there. Looks like they're trying to go after number 7 for Crestview.
That's Nolan Moore, physical at the point of attack here. We'll show you on the Carothers Pest Control replay. Comes up in press coverage, and he did get beat. A little bit better throw from Parks, and likely we would have been looking at 6 there.
Yeah, he did a great job jamming him, that's for sure. I'm kind of surprised Crestview's saying, okay, we're going to man you up. We'll see if Seneca East can take advantage of that.
Tigers checking their wristbands. They'll have the single back. Parks looking left. Now rolls right, looking to go deep. He's got to take off. Picks up a couple, not a ton there. And it'll be third down. So Nicholas Parks on this second down had his eyes securely downfield and just never felt like there was a good opportunity to let it fly.
I'd like to see him be a little bit more patient in there. Looks like he wanted to take off a little bit early there. If he can hang in the pocket a little longer, let's see what happens. They're playing man-to-man. Now they're running a fullback wheel out down the sideline. They had him. That was a great play design by Seneca East. They got what they wanted. They ran fullback wheel down the sideline, and the Crestview defensive end actually picked it up. So great play by him.
Decent play design. Again, just a fraction too far. And the Tigers, again, will stall. And looks like this is going to be what their punt formation will be. Still giving the illusion that they could do something with it offensively. Skahart rolls out. Decent punt, and it will come to rest around the 40-yard line. That's where Kuhn and company will take over for the third time tonight. There's a look at Liam Kuhn, second-year starter, and continues a tradition here under center for Crestview of having a Kuhn in the backfield. By my count, I think this is year 7 in a row. 3 consecutive brothers have all played quarterback here.
Well, I don't know all their names, but I know that all 3 of them have just been fantastic. And I know they have a daughter, too, that's a freshman that's just a heck of a volleyball player. So what a great family. Now they come out with a 2-back gun.
They'll ride it. Well, Kuhn, the ball comes loose. Great pressure coming from the perimeter there. Seneca East gets to him. That's Ethan Schultz with the hit. And he'll go down for a decent loss.
Number 41 right off the edge. They didn't block him for some reason, and he came and raked the quarterback. And I'm surprised they didn't get a turnover there. That would have been huge if they could have got one there. The defense is hanging in there with them. And like I mentioned earlier, the big thing that I noticed so far was it looked to me like the speed factor. But, you know, give Seneca East credit. They're hanging right in there. Here we are in that 2-back gun again.
It's a 5-yard loss for the Cougars. Pressure being shown, and they'll bring some heat. Tigers trying to get there, and Liam has to tiptoe down the sideline. And back to the line of scrimmage.
And Seneca East is doing the same thing. They're manning up the secondary, no zone. They're saying, okay, we're going to play man against you, and we're going to be in there, and we're going to stop the run. And so far it's worked out for them. Now they got a 3rd and, 17, 18 to go, and that defense keeps hanging in there. It'd be nice if they could force a turnover here to help their offense out a little bit.
On the flip side, Crestview breaks the huddle just 2 wide. Ringler down to the near side. They'll flank Nolan Moore up to the top of your screen. Kuhn looks right, steps up. He'll send that way. One-on-one ball for Tyson. He makes the catch, but he's about 2 steps out of bounds. So the Cougars stopped on offense yet again.
You know, great job by Seneca East, just hanging in there and playing football and being tough. They could have capitalized on that turnover there, but they're going to get better field position now. They got number 1 deep, and let's see if he can't make something happen on their punt return.
So a good look to Tyson Ringler. Was their big play guy a season ago. Now one of the senior leaders and a captain. Made 30 grabs last year as a junior, but those 30 catches went for almost 500 yards. Barker, low spiraling punt. Takes a hop, and here they come on the return. It's Young out to about the 34, and took a pretty solid hit there. Crestview special teams, and Bronson Rose lays the boom. Let's show this again. Actually about 3 Cougars there. And then also saw Carter Goon just blow up the lead blocker.
Well, you know, this time of year, especially the first game and how the state's kind of limited tackling, that's always one of your concerns. How well are you going to tackle in a real game here? And so far, I think both teams have done a fairly good job of tackling.
Tigers defense have now stopped Crestview on their last couple of possessions after Ayden Reymer escaped for a 50-plus yard touchdown run just 2 plays into the season. And here's Young, his first catch, and it'll go for nice yardage on first down, pickup of 8. Taylor Young, our player spotlight tonight, over 600 yards receiving last year, and really a possession guy last year for Blake Foose. You knew you could count on him, over 60 receptions. Sure-handed grab right there.
Well, you know, Seneca East came out empty now. Now they're with no backs in the backfield, and they've got number 1 and 15 isolated down here. I'm surprised we haven't seen him go back to that trip since isolate number 1 on that corner over there, number 7. Number 1's in motion, trying a little bubble to him. Obviously, they're trying to get him the ball, Brian, and sometimes it's working and sometimes it's not. Great job by Crestview keying on him.
It was Ringler coming up to make the stop. You see Tyson shot out of a cannon. Hits him low. And that'll make it a 3rd down situation.
Second down. They got a 1st down on the 1. Yeah, so we got 2nd down here. Well, you know, what a beautiful night out here. Beautiful stadium. The students are down here. The band's playing. You just can't ask for anything better.
Friday Night Football is back. Better than ever this season as that's tipped. Did he make the catch? I think he
made
might have
the catch.
shot. The concentration there. Braden Robinson just never lost sight of the football. We got to show you this one more time, folks. This is what they call not giving up on the play. Wow.
Great play by that kid. I'm looking for Seneca East to go trips again and isolate number 1 man-to-man on the backside. We'll see if they come to that.
Looking right, now breaking the pocket. A lot of room down here. 1st down and more on the cutback. And Nicholas Parks, solid run into Crestview territory. 2nd time the Tigers been in here tonight.
Great run by the quarterback. You know, we talked earlier about the patience in the pocket, and that time it kind of collapsed, and off he went and made something out of nothing. Great job by the young kid.
And I appreciate, too, those are some big bodies out there, and he elects to pick up a couple of extra yards, give up the body for the team.
Hey, that's how high school football, you just lay it on the line for your community, for your school, and each other, and that's what makes it so special.
Loaded backfield, and a timeout comes in. This will be taken by Seneca East. And while they talk things over, we'll share our keys to victory for the Tigers tonight. Presented by 89 Homes, where they're building homes and earning trust. The explosive play, Sean, they came out of the gate. They checked one of those boxes right away. I think they're going to need at least 3-4 more big chunk plays, 20-plus yards or more, to really give Crestview something to think about here and keep them guessing defensively.
Well, yeah, I agree. You know, they got what they score in 2 plays, and then, you know, give Seneca East defense, they force some stops. And, you know, I still think that Crestview's okay because they can just lean on you and lean on you and lean on you and lean on you. And they hope that after a while you're just going to get tired and they're going to break 1, break 2, break 3, and then that's the ball game.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 36. Tigers hoping to tie things up. 4 down linemen here for Crestview. They'll run it straight ahead. Gayhart across the grain. And he leans forward for about 5, maybe 6 yards.
That was a nice little play design. Motion number 1 out. Run a little power play. Kick out front side end. And backside guard leads up through and give the ball to your big back, number 44. Both teams have been pretty diverse in their formations. And it's kind of impressive for the, you know, first week of the season.
So officially a pickup of 4 on 1st down. As Gayhart motions right side, they'll fake the run opposite way. Loading up, going deep are the Tigers. A lot of contact, and the catch is made. Touchdown Tigers. Absolute dime into the end zone to Bryler Beamer.
Great play, great catch, great concentration by that wideout. Looked like that defensive back was all over him. He hauled it in.
Let's run it back one more time, show you this from start to finish. The play action, you're right. Sucks up the safety just a little bit. He gets a step. I thought a little bit of contact there. It didn't matter. Makes the grab anyways.
Great concentration. That's laying it on the line for your buddies right there. Great play.
PAT away from making this 7-all. It's up. It is through. And we have got a ball game going now, folks. The Tigers hold on defensively a couple of times, and now they strike with the long throw. Just 10 seconds left remaining here in this first quarter. So we'll keep the action here. Exciting start to this ball game. And Nicholas Parks, you said that he's been getting a lot of praise from local coaches around the area throughout the offseason. It shows. He's played with a little bit of poise here tonight. And certainly, he's not afraid to air it out, Sean.
Well, he's not afraid to air it out. And you know, we talked about his toughness. You mentioned that he lowered his shoulder and was going to get those few extra yards. So give the young kid credit. You know, what is he, a junior? He's only 140 pounds. But he's out there laying it on the line, and that's what it's all about. We got a ball game here. We got stops and confidence. And when you get confidence, you know, that's a dangerous thing. I'm surprised we're still 10 seconds we got 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. It seems like we've been playing this first quarter.
I'm with you. 31 minutes already of real time here into the contest. 14 points to show for it, 7 on each side. And now Beamer, who caught the touchdown pass, getting set to kick it deep. It'd actually be more of a short kick. Filled it on the run. And here's a Ringler looking to make a cut. He will. Catches a block to the outside and out near the 40-yard line. Solid starting field position on the way here for the Crestview offense.
You know, they've had great field position on, I think this is what, their third drive or third possession, fourth possession, and each one they've had pretty decent field position. Probably starting right around here. So let's see if they can't put something together here. I see a former Tiger great down there on the sideline in Brock Hill. Am I allowed to give him a shout-out?
You're allowed to give anybody shout-outs, Sean. That's what we do here on the OH Report. It's what we're founded on. Yeah, Brock was a lot of fun to watch. And you talked about a kid earlier in the quarterback for Seneca East, not afraid to lower his shoulder. That was certainly Brock Hill.
Absolutely. Tough kid, smart kid.
And that will do it for the first quarter here, folks. All knotted up, 7 apiece. We'll be back, Crestview, with the football near midfield after this. Second quarter action about to be underway here at Scott Bailey Memorial Field, and it begins with a throwback here for Crestview. And a gain right at the chains, diving for extra yardage there. That's Carter Goon. And the referees determined he was stopped about a half-yard shy, so it'll be third down coming up. Cougars need just about a yard to keep the drive going.
Nice little play there to the tight end, hoping they get backside pressure and somebody forgets about the tight end on the backside, but a great job by 15 staying home.
I'm Brian Skowronski, joined by Sean Adams here tonight. Mansfield Senior defensive coordinator for many years and some awesome years. We were just talking about the 2019 squad that went all the way to the state championship. Maybe the most fierce, competitive, big-time game that I've ever bet at between you and Trotwood in that state championship game. I love going back and watching that highlight, dude. Probably 5 times a year I can't help myself. I'm like, I got to go see that one again.
I think any time that I'm kind of down and out, I turn that on, Brian. And, you know, special thanks to the OH.REPORT and covering all of us that season. It's just wonder, even Lucas, you know, watching that stuff too. So, you know, that's something that we'll always remember.
Great play there by Young. Taylor undercuts him. Knocks it down. What could have been a big gain on this throw across the middle.
You know, I don't see a whole lot of zone out of any team here. It's basically we're going to line up and stop the run, and you know these DBs are staying with these wideouts. I like Crestview. They line up and they huddle up and they snap out of the huddle and they get up to the line. You know, that's that old-fashioned stuff where we're just going to line up and try and balk you off the ball. Here they are in double tights again, and here they come with power. Got a little face mask they got away with there, but there's their staple right there.
It's a decent pickup here on second down, maybe 5 yards. And this is Reymer. Big 58-yard touchdown run to get the party started here tonight. Just a couple of plays into the 2024 season. Hasn't had the same type of look. No big cuts yet since then, but he's been pretty steady. Hasn't been dropped for a loss.
They're just leaning on you right now. They're just going to keep leaning on you, and he's eventually going to pop some here. Here they come with the quarterback counter.
And Kuhn makes an extra move. He dives forward for a first down. So the chain gang back on the move. Leon Kuhn for the first time tonight. Design quarterback run.
Great little GT off of a jet sweep to the quarterback. Quarterback puts his head down and gets some great yards. Both these quarterbacks, I really am fond of their toughness. They're both giving it everything they got.
Following that long lineage of Kuhns, as I mentioned, Ross, the eldest brother, followed Hayden. Couple-year starter here, an All-Ohioan. Well, both of his brothers, All-Ohioans. And Hayden, the third in a row. Pretty crazy. I wonder how many schools have had that, Sean. 3 consecutive brothers to take over, no gaps, in all Ohio QBs.
That's just amazing. You know, at a small school like this, it's just phenomenal. And, you know, how special is that for a community to watch and your parents to watch? I think his dad is the athletic director. And, you know, how special is that to be able to watch all your sons do that?
I know Dad was a quarterback here as well back in the day. As again, they show that tight look. Reymer had a crease initially, but give the Tigers credit, that second level, they get there in a hurry.
Yeah, there they went with a one-back look with a tight end and a wing, and you know, they're trying to get that off tackle, but they're still leaning on you, and that's okay with them. They're just going to keep leaning on you, and eventually they're going to get something to pop here. This is definitely 2-down territory. What do we got, third and 6.
Call it a long 6 here. Ball spotted at the 34. Reymer, the lone back. Twins formation to the top of your screen. Play action, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there. Paw on the football, knocked it down.
Great job by 71. You know, if you can't get to the quarterback, you get your hands up. He got his hands up. They had one of the guys out there open on the whip route. 71 got his hands up. Great job by him. Now we're 4th and 7 and 4th and 6 again.
Cougars going to keep the offense out here on the field. Three receiver set. Ringler, the lone man to the left, and it's underthrown. Might have got a piece of it again on the defensive front. It'll be a turnover on downs for Crestview.
Yeah, they tried to isolate number 23 over here on the backside one-on-one and just couldn't connect with him. And I think you're right. Somebody did get a piece of that to kind of deflect it around.
Might have been the junior Ethan Schultz. Hopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
And once again, you got to give these Tigers credit. They're playing defense and they're getting those stops, and you can kind of see the confidence in this young Tiger football team. And we'll see what they can do here with 8 minutes to go in the quarter.
Quick score update from our camera guy. Jeremy Peoples says Lexington leading 14-0 over Ontario right now, end of first quarter. Thank you, Jeremy. Back to pass. Clutching it down here is Parks. Now tucks it, and he gets slung down right at the line of scrimmage and popped up immediately. Looks like a flag's down on the field. Check down with the head official.
You know, that time they looked like they came out and spread, and they sent 4 verticals, and Crestview was able to stay with them, and he didn't really have anybody to throw it to.
A little bit of a discussion, but you see the pointing from Beamer.
Hands to the face by Crestview. Personal foul. That's kind of a huge penalty. That's a 15-yard penalty.
So what would have been just a half-yard gain, as Sean mentioned, will instead be a Tiger first down and push them all the way near midfield.
That's a huge penalty. I still waiting on Seneca East to kind of isolate number 1 over here, you know, either on number 7 or number 9, and try and get a backside one-on-one. Now he's in the backfield as a running back.
So moving Taylor Young around. He'll load up and go deep. Little Parks. And we've seen him overshoot the intended targets about 3-4 times tonight. The latest is Beamer, who made the touchdown grab earlier.
Yeah, they keep testing these corners over here, and, you know, sometimes they give it and sometimes they take it away here, and I don't know. Looks like they're using number 1 sometimes as a decoy to try and get these other guys the football.
Taylor Young just targeted once so far tonight. He did make that catch for a pickup of 8. First team all N10 performer a season ago, and he'll remain in the backfield. Deep man, and he'll get his first carry of the night. Little shuttle to the outside, and he dives forward, pick up a 15 yards.
Nice little ISO there by Tigers. They're running ISO, putting the fullback on the linebacker, kick out the end with the tackle, and off they go. Nice play. But they gained 15 on that?
15-yard pickup. And I saw Brody Seeley blocking about 15 yards downfield. Brett Martin as well. So excellent job up front, winning at the point of attack there by the Tigers. They'll run it again here. Gayhart spinning, carrying would-be tacklers with them out to the 30-yard line. And now the Tigers got some momentum.
You know, that's just a little simple trap play that they're running to the fullback here, and would they gain 5 yards there? I mean, give these Tigers some credit here. Crestview needs to get a stop. This is kind of a change-up, I think, for Seneca East to kind of go 2 back here. Normally they're a 1 back and trying to throw it around. Now they're saying, okay, well, we got to get the ball to number 1 this way, and let's see what they do here.
They'll fake it to him. Flair Young out. They're going deep to the end zone. Again, he's got a man, and it just misses.
He had him open. He had number 1 open. He had number 8 open. He had all kinds of people open. He's going to have to start connecting on some of these throws.
Schultz, the intended target. He's right there. And as a former wideout, Sean, anytime you're in the end zone, I'd like to see him lay out and give everything he can.
Exactly. You got to try and lay out for that one. You know, but like I said, there were several guys that were open here, and number 1 was coming out of the backfield, and nobody was even on him. So look for them to come back to something like that.
Third down. Seneca East needs 5. And they'll just give it to Young again. Look at the explosion right through the hole, and Young's going to take off for the corner. Touchdown, Tigers. 30-yard scamper, and Seneca East has their first lead of the season.
I just, you know, I see them in 2 back, and there's 7 guys in the box, and they're still getting this ISO off. I'm not sure where the Mike linebacker's at. But, you know, number 1's explosive, and like you said, he hit that hole, and off he went. You can tell he's been in the weight room breaking tackles, and you want to give it to your senior leader.
Broke away from Joe Kosaski there. Able to catch enough of the edge to get in there for a Tigers touchdown. A PAT away from taking a 14-7 cushion. It's up and good. So with 6:50 to play here in the second quarter, Seneca East leads for the first time tonight.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Taylor Young, 30-yard touchdown run, has given Seneca East the lead, 14-7, just about at the midway point here of quarter number 2. Opening night of the high school football season 2024, and a fun one brewing right now here in Olivesburg. As it's another short kickoff, fielded by a Nutman, and delivered out to about the 34-yard line on the return there by Cole Hughes.
You know, Seneca East came to play, and, you know, I hate to beat a dead horse, but we talked about their defense getting some stops. And other than that first 2 plays, they've played pretty good, and it's kind of allowed the offense and number 13 to kind of get in some rhythm. And, you know, what do you do when you got a playmaker? You get him the ball. And they've got number 1 the ball, and we'll see if they can get another stop here. Crestview needs to answer. That's what good football teams do, is you got to answer scores. Here they come back with that wing look with the tight end, and that's what they scored on with the counter. So we'll see if they run that play right now.
It's been basically man-to-man throughout here for Seneca East. Let's look they're showing right now. Twin set. Tyson Ringler split out wide in the slot. They've got Nolan Moore. So great speed here as the blitz comes right side.
There it is. There's the counter again.
And Raymer slung out of bounds. Pick up maybe 3.
That's the same play that Crestview scored on earlier, and Seneca East was able to defend it better. The thing that I noticed, too, is Seneca East is playing with 2-3 techniques, which means they're over the guards wide, and they're basically saying, you run it up the middle. We want you to run it up the middle, and we haven't seen that yet.
Cougars break the huddle with 3 wide this time. They'll flank out Carter Goon to the top of your screen. 2 back set, 1 to each side. Liam fakes it, spins his way through the middle, reaches out near the 40-yard line. 3rd down 5 coming up on the way, and I think a pivotal 3rd down, like you said, Sean. Cougars kind of need to get something going.
Well, Crestview runs a power read there with the quarterback and with number 4. And he tucks it. I mean, he gained 5 yards, but great job by the Tigers. They just keep plugging away. I notice a big size difference on their defensive line, but I still think Crestview has the speed. Now, the last time they were in this formation, they ran a throwback to the tight end. Let's see what they do now.
Trips to the left. He'll throw it out. Raymer, he's got blocking, formulating in front. But how about this? Blown up. It's Parks coming from the safety position, and Raymer hops off the field, favoring his left knee. Boy, he's down in a heap.
Great job. That's the quarterback. 140 pounds coming up and tackling and getting up and being happy and jumping around, and that's your quarterback. That's what you want to see out of him, is being a tough guy out here, and kudos to Nicholas Parks.
Flexing on him, too. Sean showing off the guns. 140, but jacked, boy. Look out. Clock flowing, 5:15 showing. And Barker skies this one. Takes a hop at the 23. Young allows it to roll dead at the 21-yard line. And 3 and out for the Cougars. Chance to take control of this game now for Seneca East, and I think a lot more question marks for them, at least in terms of their personnel heading into the season. And so far, they've shown up, and a lot of these new faces that we're getting to learn, Sean, they've played some of the best football that we've seen so far through a quarter and a half.
They have, and number 13 comes in. We just saw him make a great play on defense. He's throwing the ball over. If he can connect on some of those throws, they'll be better off. But, it still comes down to number 1. We're going to try and get the ball to number 1 any which way they can. We see him in the backfield. We see him wide out. Here we are again. They're probably going to run that ISO again. Can't stop it. We're going to keep running it. Here it comes.
Yeah, straight ahead. This time, Crestview ready for it. Gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It was a new wrinkle that we saw just the last couple of drives. Taylor Young lining up as the deep back. And Crestview now, they notice when number 1's back there.
Well, now you got them thinking that. Now you slip 44 over to the field side in kind of a boot, and nobody's over there to cover that. And there he goes.
Yeah, straight
there
up,
he goes.
The man going deep again. Beamer reaches out with one hand. A flag is down. Might have got him for interference.
And they tried to get 44 over in the weak side flats again, but Park says, the heck with that. I want the big ball here.
And they've been picking on Nolan Moore so far tonight. When they've taken these deep shots, it's more, again, it's a little underthrown. The referee 2 inches away elects to throw the hanky, and it is going to be pass interference against Crestview.
Yeah, they get that ISO established, and then they're able to run some play action. Once again, he had two open receivers, and he chose to go with the deep guy.
So it'll advance the ball up to about the 37-yard line.
So I think this is about the 3rd first down that we've had by penalty.
Tigers looking to capitalize. 4:26 to go here, opening half. Parks again going left side. He's got a man all alone. It's Taylor. How do you forgive him? He will coast in for the touchdown. 58-yard house call. 2-score advantage now for Seneca East.
Nice slip and go by Seneca East. They faked the whiteout screen. Parks acted like he was going to block, and off he went. Nobody was there. That's what's going to happen when you're man-to-man. They must have saw on film all week long. They're going to run the slip screen out there, and they jumped it, and there goes Parks. There goes
Taylor Young from Parks.
Taylor Young, that's right, from Parks. Beautiful play design by Coach Phillips over there at Seneca East.
Nice second look on our Carothers Pest Control replay. It's 20-7 on the Simonson Construction scoreboard. A chance for more. Low snap, but the kick is up. It is through. And just like that, 21 unanswered points here for the Tigers. Crestview, we'll see if they can do something offensively when we come back.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Seneca East Tigers starting to light it up. 3 straight touchdown scores for them, and then the latest 2 coming at the 6:50 mark, and then just 2.5 minutes later after getting a stop, a 3 and out. They score with 4:16 to go. It's now 21-7 on the road. They lead Crestview. I'm Brian Skowronski. Sean Adams is with me. Crestview takes command there at the beginning of the game, the big run from Reymer, and we're like, okay. You know, they've been reading the newspaper headlines. They knew they were supposed to have a big season. I was thinking the same thing. Since that point, it's kind of been all Tigers.
It's been all Tigers, and we talked about defensive stops and how much that can create confidence, and here they are. So let's see if they can finish it out this first half.
That was Hyder making the athletic snag there, and he'll have the return out across the 35-yard line. Crestview, an opportunity to build a little bit of confidence heading into the halftime locker room. 4:10 to play. And they have been stopped on their last 5 consecutive possessions. And
you know, now it looks like Seneca East has some different guys in there on the defensive line, trying to get some of those other guys some breaks. What is Kuhn going to do, and what's number 4 going to do now? We got to get them the ball. They're going to have to start making the plays. You know, we talked about the trap, how Seneca East was wide open in the middle. There was a fold. They had it, and we got a fumble. Oh, he says he's down.
Well, one official says he's down. One referee says that it's Seneca East football, and I think they are going to award the Tigers. They are, Sean.
First down, Tigers. You know, we talked about those 2 tackles being wide. They ran a fold right up in the middle. He had a nice gain, and then he just didn't stay with it.
So Reymer on the cutback did not anticipate big number 63 Brett Martin behind him. Got his left paw in there, knocks it loose, and the Tigers already back in business. They'll have the football at the Crestview 46.
Great hustle by your big fella, you know, running the line. You never know what's going to happen, and here he comes again. Now he's playing left guard, and he's ready to go. I mean, this is just hard-nosed Ironman football here.
Two-way player there for Martin. 5'10", 250 pounds, and again, Parks goes deep. He's got Young again. No way, he keeps his footing. Is he in? Touchdown.
You know, you're going to play man-to-man. They run a simple switch route. Number 1's right there. You're going to have to do something different defensively. You know, number 1 is just you're beating everybody.
2 touchdowns in 23 seconds. First play of the drive, sayonara. Young gets behind the defense, cooks Cole Hughes, and then the balance to stay in bounds there, Sean, and then dives into the end zone.
You know, you can just tell that he's been in the weight room. He's agile, he's fast, he's tough, he's strong. You know, he breaks tackles. He's just a great kid. You know, and that's a program kid. You can definitely tell. Great play design over there again by the Seneca East. They kind of got a little pick route outside, and off he goes.
They lead it 28-7. What a showing here for the Tigers to kick off the season on opening night. Taylor Young having a night. 3 big-time touchdowns all in a row here. And all of a sudden, Seneca East with a 21-point cushion, Sean Adams.
Well, And it's really 4 big plays. We had the bomb down here in the end zone, and then these last 3 to number 1. But when you're playing man-to-man coverage, you're going to give up some of those. Here's a nice run by number 23. Let's see if he can spark something.
Tyson Ringler with a burst into enemy territory down at the 32-yard line. One of the senior captains sensing this thing getting away from him a little bit, and he steps up right there. Already the Cougars offense in striking distance and desperately needing something to go their way.
They do. They got 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the half. They need to get a score here to kind of get a little momentum going into the locker room. I just like this Seneca East bunch. They got their taped up, they got their hands taped up, and they're just ready to play football. And this big number 63 going both ways. You got to love that Ohio high school football. Here they come with the counter again. The Reymer, great job by Seneca East. They can't move them big guys. Did he fumble it again? Nope. They said he was down. Looks like number 4's coming off limping a little bit there, Brian.
He was shaken up a couple of possessions ago, and as you watch it on the replay, it looks like Ayden Reymer might have actually coughed it up for a second time. Crestview was able to pounce on it, picked up by Jake Stevens. But how about Mr. Martin? Again, he got a paw on it.
I love number 63. Keep playing, big fella.
Moore comes in motion. They'll fake it, they'll throw it, and it's too tall for Reymer.
Crestview trying to take a trick out of the Seneca East bag with the jet and then running a post off of the play action, and great coverage out there.
Yeah, the fake was the hider, and then one-on-one coverage. The ball just not where it needed to be.
Here we are back in a 3rd and long situation, and I don't know, did 4 go back in? No, he's over here on the table. So now you got 4 out. Who's going to step up for Crestview to make a play here?
Hyder's taking his place for now. Kuhn steps back. The throw pressure coming in his face. Has to exit the pocket. Here he comes near side. And a big collision. Young came up and helped combine there with Talon England.
They're playing man-to-man, and they're bringing some people, and, they're just kind of getting Crestview off balance here. I thought early on that Crestview had the advantage in the speed department, but, Seneca East just keeps on plugging away. Here we are with a crucial 4th down with 2:20 to go in the half.
Kuhn from the gun, Hyder on his right hip. Pressure coming, they blitz 2. Liam steps up, chucks it, end zone, got a man wide open, but he overshoots him. Incomplete, and the ball going back over to the Tigers.
Great play design. They ran a wheel route again out there with the number 2 receiver. Great play action. They just have to connect on those. I think they've had a couple of those where they haven't connected either.
Yeah, beautiful stuff right there. The chair route had him right where he wanted and just overshot for Logan Friggs. So it'll give the ball back over to Seneca East, and plenty of time remaining, 2:13, and already a 3-score advantage.
Well, and I just, are you going to play man-to-man again here with 2:13 to go in the half? You've already given up 4 scores. Let's see if Crestview changes it up a little bit. But if I'm Seneca East, I'm going to keep attacking these corners out here.
Go ahead.
Now they got number 1 down here, isolated on Crestview's number 23. They're still playing man-to-man.
They'll fake it. Quick hitch to him, and how about this run by Young? Looked like he was going to be stopped dead for maybe a gain of 2. Instead, he bursts out, and he picks up 12.
I'm really impressed with this kid. He's just the epitome of a small-town football player, being a program guy, weight room. I'm sure he gets good grades. That's just kind of what it's all about right there. They still got him isolated over there man-to-man. Watch out, they might run that wheel route again.
Locked up with Ringler. Instead, they'll run it straight ahead. Nice cutback against the grain by Jackson Gayhart, and he's still going. Gayhart to the outside. And it rumbles down to the 32.
We got a late flag here. It looks like a hold, or, they ran a trap, and I'm not sure if he got tackled. It was a holding call. That's coming back. That's a great run by 44.
Take a second look here.
Yep, you can see it right there. Number 7, what was that? 65.
So a tough break. The flag comes down the field, so it won't nix all of the run, but the bulk majority.
This Seneca East line is absolutely huge. They don't have any weights on here, but, I'm thinking they go 260, 270. There's some big fellas out here playing both ways in the heat.
Yeah, they've got Caden Miller listed 210. Our boy Martin 250. Bears 210. Xander Cook 265. So for a Division 6 school, that's a lot of beef. Several patties up front. After the penalty, first down. Officials blow it dead. Think perhaps we have a timeout taken here by the Tigers.
I think they want to reset the game clock, or the play clock, excuse me.
Play clock showing 25 right now. And as the referees huddle up, maybe a de facto timeout here. Give me an opportunity to thank all of our generous sponsors combining to bring you this action live and free tonight, including Simonson Construction Services. From concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. 89 Homes, where they're building homes, earning trust since 1979. Baker's Pizza, the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join Baker's today. Try their Pizza of the Month. Love everything at Baker's. If you got a pest, call the best at 419-342-6841. Carothers Pest Control, the absolute best in the area. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Run straight ahead and into the teeth of the defense. That's Xavier Stoldwer making the stop.
Maybe Seneca East is just cool with going in with a 21-point lead, just kind of running the clock out here and see if Crestview wants to take timeouts. You can't blame them. They come in here kind of the underdog, and they've kind of taken it to Crestview tonight.
Probably a smart decision here. Sometimes they say you play with fire, you get burned. And off the fake, just nowhere to go for Parks. So third down coming up, but not so sure that they even have to snap it again. They don't.
It doesn't look like Crestview's going to call timeout. They're both going to go in, and Crestview's going to have to regroup a little bit. All they do, call timeout. Crestview calls timeout with 21 seconds to go.
So Coach Haverdill and his staff wanting his defense potentially to try to get a little bit of momentum here, get a stop, get the ball back for Kuhn in the offense, who have been pretty stagnant here for the most part tonight, Sean. Of course, we had the big explosive play right out of the gate. Since then, a couple of runs here and there, one completed pass to Ringler, and outside of that, a couple of 3-and-outs, and the Tigers, they've just lined up, gone man-to-man. They've been winning a lot of those head-to-head matchups.
They sure have, and I guess I was wrong because I gave Crestview the edge early on with the speed factor, but I think Crestview's just kind of been in some good positions, and I'm not sure how much Crestview's actually threatened them with the throw. I'm not sure that they've been able to even connect on that many passes tonight. So I don't think it's any secret that they want to get number 4 the ball, and we're not sure what's going to be going on with number 4. He was over here on the table, and it looks like he's okay, but he's going to have to come back second half ready to go.
Ayden Reymer, the player that Sean's referring to, he was over on the trainer's table, actually took off his gloves, took off his shoe. They were looking at, I believe his left knee has been the problem. But he's got his lid on and he's ready for action if Crestview can get the ball back here. 3rd down 10. Parks bumps into his running back. Now he's got to take off. He spins and gang tackled at the 36.
Okay, so Crestview calls another timeout here. You know, make them punt it. At least make them punt it. Maybe try and go for a block here. What else do you got to lose? You know, they could have probably had at least 10 or 15 more seconds on the clock, but, you know, it's 4th down here. Let's see what they decide to do. Let's go after it.
And so far tonight, Seneca East, they've lined up in that pooch punt situation where they've got the quarterback in there. Gayhart has been the up man, been taking it and then kicking it.
You know, several years when we would play Coach Valentine and Ashland, they would do the same thing out of empty, and it was just like, are you going to cover them? Are you going to take the punt? Are you going to take a guy out? It just puts you in a bind. And, you know, I see that it's doing the same thing here, but Crestview's actually putting a guy deep. With those explosive Ashland quarterbacks, it was kind of hard to put a guy deep when you had 5 explosive receivers you had to worry about too.
Yes, and I know they've got another one this year already getting a lot of Division I offers. We've got the Arrows live and free tonight. They're on the road at River Valley. If you want to check in on that one, I think that's YouTube channel 7 as well as our Facebook. So a little bit of a different look here. Gayhart, though, the punter, only about 5 yards deep. He gets it off, and here's Ringler from the 27. A lot of room here to the left, and he'll prance out of bounds. Late hit. 6 seconds showing.
Unnecessary penalty there by, who was that, 85 or 58? You know, he's clearly out of bounds. He can't be giving free yards away right there. The thing I notice about that punt right there is they got them big linemen still, and they're trying to cover on punts. And, you know, 63, 72, 65 are all running down there on punt. You know, it's first week. We got to worry about stamina, too. This is a 4-quarter game.
So after they mark off the penalty, they'll certainly be in Seneca East territory. I think right around the 42-yard line. There is Liam Kuhn. Second-year starter, junior season. This is 12th start now. So plenty of varsity experience. Though you mentioned, and it's true, he just hasn't put a whole lot of pressure on the secondary so far of Seneca East.
No, they really matched up well with him on the passing game. You know, he had the guy open in the last series. But this would be huge if they could get a score here. 6 seconds to go in the half.
They'll break the huddle 4 wide, 2 each side.
I believe he's got the arm to get it there. Let's see what they can do.
Prevent coverage being shown here by the Tigers, and Kuhn's just going to get swallowed up. Drop for the sack, bursting in is Ethan Schultz to end the quarter.
Great half by these Tigers. They're just playing with a lot of energy.
Just had to rush 3 to get it done. And the Tigers with 28 unanswered points. They lead heading into the halftime break. We'll step aside, quick commercial timeout. When we return, we'll have both the Tigers marching band as well as the pride of Crestview. That all coming up, plus your second half here live and free on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Taking us back to 1969, this Motown hit was the debut single of the Jackson 5, featuring a young Michael Jackson soulful voice. I Want You Back is a reminder of why the Jackson 5 remains one of the most beloved musical groups of all time.
Bed, now I gotta sleep. That's right. So,
New memories to come.
we'll see what happens, yeah.
Are you intrigued by coming back to Nashville soon? Potentially being a new guy?
I would probably live about the next 10 years. And Chuck's like, nobody's gonna want this.
They'd love it to happen.
Well, it's his man, and you know it's there. He doesn't want somebody that's gonna. So yeah, I like your opinion, but what about that? They don't want somebody else. The principal's gone. He went to Mount Vernon.
He got see that. Yeah, I'm not sure they knew what he was for last night.
Don't have him.
They don't have him. Why did they hire someone? Okay.
They still got word of the month. Jack saw it.
We end our show with a catchy bass line and edgy vibe. Smooth Criminal is one of Michael Jackson's most famous tracks from his 1987 album, Bad. Stand up and cheer for our band! Thank you, parents, families, friends, and guests for your incredible support of our musicians tonight. Go Tigers! Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Hannah Wolf, Ethan Bedox, and color guard directed by Kennedy Nonenmaker, we proudly present to you the 2024 Marching Cougar Pride. Tonight we present to you for your halftime entertainment our Bruno Mars show featuring hits from Doo-Wops and Hooligans, Unorthodox Jukebox, and Mark Ronson's Uptown Special. The Marching Cougar Pride opens up their show with the lead single from Bruno Mars, Unorthodox Jukebox, recorded in 2012. This song debuted at number 34 on the Billboard Hot 100 and sold 92,000 copies in its first week. So sit back and enjoy the band's performance of the pop hit, Locked Out of Heaven. Cougar Pride brings to you in our Bruno Mars show this 2014 hit with elements of boogie, disco pop, akin to the 1980s era funk. This song topped the charts of 19 countries and reached the top 10 of 15 others, making it the most successful single of Ronson and Mars to date. Here is the Marching Cougar Pride's performance of Uptown Funk.
So, with the lead single from Bruno Mars' album Doo-Wops and Hooligans, released in 2010, this song debuted and peaked at number 19 on the UK singles chart and number 50 on the Billboard Hot 100. Give it up for the marching Cougar Pride as they perform Runaway Baby. The marching Cougar Pride would like to congratulate the Seneca East Marching Band on a fine performance tonight. Good night and go Cougars!
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It's halftime here at Scott Bailey Memorial Field, where that young man right there, Mr. Kuhn, Liam Kuhn, trails 28-7 as Seneca East running off 4 straight touchdowns to close out the first half. I'm Brian Skowronski, joined by Sean Adams tonight, and I felt like coming into this one there would be a lot more question marks on the side of the Tigers. Crestview, a lot of kids got valuable playing time a season ago, and they came out strong, but they really faltered after that, Sean. We'll show these first half numbers here in just a second, but you really got to credit the Tigers for stepping up. They've made just a lot of plays out here.
Oh, they have, both offensively and defensively. I think you said one of the keys to Crestview's success was the big play, but it's been reversed. The Seneca East Tigers have made the big plays, and, when you play man-to-man, you're going to live by the sword and die by the sword, and Seneca East has made Crestview pay for that man-to-man. I look at number one, he's got probably 175 all-purpose yards, or maybe, and he's doing good. 44 has been keeping him off balance with the run, and then of course number 8 made the juggling catch in the end zone. So, and I got to give credit to them big guys up front for Seneca East. They're out there on punt team and just doing a heck of a job.
Here are the first half stats. You see about 225 total yards so far for Seneca East, and a lot of those coming in the passing game, and a lot of explosive passes as well, Sean. They've scored on plays of 41, 63, 36 yards, and then they had the 31-yard run as well. And a lot of that damage being done by Taylor Young, who you mentioned. I mean, he has been everywhere so far here tonight, an all-purpose type of dude, catching it, running it, special teams. He's all over.
He is the dude, and they know it, and they're getting him the ball. And, I look for them to do the same thing here. Another score here early might, put some end to something here, but Crestview's got to get a stop. We always talked about coming out of halftime being the most important part of a game, and let's see what happens here. A turnover would be crucial.
First career start tonight for Nicholas Parks, and the junior has certainly held his own. Seen him put up some decent numbers, and here he is. Trap play running opposite way. Goes Jackson Gayhart, and a late flag comes in. Second look on our Carothers Pest Control replay. Nice tackle, one-on-one there, made by Branson Hyder. And they'll just pick up the flag, so nothing there, Sean. It'll go down as, hit right at the line of scrimmage, nothing doing.
No, that was a great play by the linebacker there. They kind of closed the A gaps down a little bit. Let's see what happens here. With number 1 getting the ball out here. He's got to get the ball. He's back at tailback.
Said it'll be a decoy. They'll lob it deep. Double team. It doesn't matter. An absolute dime dropped into the bucket. Bryler Beamer on the receiving end, and another explosive play here for the Tigers. Big gainer into Cougar territory.
They're still playing man-to-man. The guy's forcing him inside over there. He gets outside release, and he doesn't ride him out of bounds. Instead, the kid catches it. You're going to play man-to-man. You got to use that sideline to your advantage and kind of ride him out of bounds.
Parks has had a great night, as mentioned. He has not feared going deep tonight. He's missed on a couple of occasions, however, he's hit on a lot of bombs as well. Here's Taylor Young to the outside. Boy, the acceleration. It looked like he'd be ripped down for a loss. Instead, he burst, and he gets away close to first down yardage.
Yeah, he broke a tackle in the end zone there. Defensive end comes in, breaks down, and he runs right outside him. Now he looks like he's hobbling a little bit. 10-yard gain there.
Young does got a little hitch in his get-up, but he's going to stay out on the field. As Seneca East, as they've done a bunch tonight, no huddle. Check the wristbands, look over to the sideline, and they'll stay with the 4-wide look. Gayhart, the lone back.
And Crestview still man-to-man.
Whistle's going to blow the play dead. We'll get a timeout. So Seneca East just want to talk things over, and a chance, like you said, to really step on their throat. Not necessarily end the game, but, you can all but do that, making it 35-7, and with Crestview's offense sputtering. Take a look at these numbers here, Sean. We'll show you those halftime numbers one more time. We saw Ayden Reymer clip off a 58-yarder on the second play of the game. After that, the next 10 carries for him have only gone for 34 yards. And then Kuhn, 2 for 9 and 6 yards passing.
Their offense is just not very explosive right now. Now, he did have the guy open on the 1 touchdown throw down here at this end, but they failed to connect. But where's their explosiveness at? If it's not from Raymer, who's going to step up and make those plays?
They fake it up the middle and sprinting to the outside.
Nice little RPO there by Seneca East, reading the outside linebacker over there.
That's Aiden Zach, 170-pound senior, getting the carry. And he'll go for about 4 yards to the outside. Makes it second down. Not even 2 minutes burned off the clock here. Opening possession of the second half for Seneca East, who has scored on 4 straight possessions, all touchdowns.
We got number 1 in the slot. What a play call. Oh, they brought the backside pressure. They had the screen set up, and the quarterback just couldn't get him the ball. Great call by Ed Phillips over there.
It was slow developing, but you're absolutely right. If he had just another foot behind this one, look at Gayhart and all these blockers.
Right. We always told our guys, play away. You stay home for boot, screen, reverse, and they brought their guys over here. He has a little bit of time. That's a touchdown.
Likely 4-down territory here in the red zone. First time tonight the Tigers have actually been in the red zone. They've scored all those explosive plays. And this time Crestview waiting for him. The defensive front does their job, and they'll force a 4th down.
There they went back to that ISO again, and Crestview brought 2 linebackers to try and negate that. Blitzed right up in there, and they couldn't get the ISO off, and nice play there, loss of 3.
Jack Stevens read it all the way. Darts in there, dropped him down for the loss. 3-yard behind the line of scrimmage right there, and now it's 4th down 9.
Where's number 1 at? Let's see where number 1. He's over here in the slot. You got to believe that they're going to try and get him the ball. Now
Looks
we
like
got
another timeout.
I think that's the second one already from Seneca East here early in the third quarter.
So interesting decision here by the Tigers. Just their first drive. They do have a 3-score advantage. Coach deciding that this is a pretty important drive here in 4th down, of course. Doesn't get any bigger than that.
Well, you know, they've been using number 1 sometimes as a decoy and trying to get the ball to number 8 deep. You know, I've got to think at this point in the game that you've got to get the ball to your playmaker and try and get number 1 the ball and at least try and move the sticks here. Crestview decided that they're going to stay man-to-man. They're bringing a little bit more pressure by blitzing those linebackers.
Tigers need 9 to extend here. Keep the drive aligned with a fresh set. The offense will stay out there, so no field goal attempt.
Coach Haverdale's out there trying to argue something. Not sure what they see over there.
Don't see a head coach that far out onto the field very often, Sean.
Not too very often. I know I've tried to get out there a few times and been held back by Shorty. You remember Shorty?
Oh, of course, legend.
Shorty was my get-back coach.
Every good staff needs one.
All right, big play here. They're lining up empty.
And now both head coaches getting in the ear of the referees.
Now they've been picking on number 7 up top there. Now number 2 slot's covered. They're bringing over this guy here. So here comes motion.
They'll fake it. Parks looks right, scrambles out, and fires a dart. He's got the completion and breaking away into the end zone for his second score, Bryler Beamer.
Number 8 ran a simple hook route on that corner over there. Who is that, number 7?
That's Moore again. He's been picked on. And he allows, I think, his 3rd score when he's been in coverage so far in the passing game this evening. Just blows the tackle. And then nobody there to clean it up. Tigers going up big, and not a good sign with Tyson Ringler getting stretched out on the floor right now.
What was that, a 20-yard touchdown pass? 22?
Had him for 20 yards approximate.
Yep. That was the first time they really had to earn a touchdown. The other ones have, been big explosive plays, but, you got to tackle down here. And 34-7 here early in the third quarter.
If you're just joining us, Crestview gets off to a great start. Less than a minute into the contest, Raymer breaks off a big touchdown. Since then, after stopping the Tigers on a couple of possessions, they have ripped off 35 consecutive points if they make the PAT here. And the student section, I mean, a lot of smiles still down there. They're going to have a good time, but I got to imagine they're stunned by what they've seen here, Sean. Seneca East, a team that playoff season a year ago, however, not huge expectations, or at least a lot of question marks for them, and they have come out here and delivered big time so far.
Well, you can just look at them and tell they're all program guys. They've been in the weight room, and they do everything they're asked. They're mobile, they're agile, and they're just out there playing hard. And you got to love that out of these kids from Seneca East.
5 wins a season ago for the Tigers. They started 1-0 last year, beat these Cougars, trying to do it yet again. As they continue to be perfect in the PAT department. 35-7 now the score in Crestview. A lot of work to do.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Off another Tiger score. They now lead at 35-7 on the road. The fans here at Olivesburg waiting for something to cheer about. Maybe this will get them going. Here's at Reymer. Keep wanting to call him Addison, his older brother's name. And Ayden takes it out to the 47-yard line, and a great start here for Crestview. We'll see if this sparks them.
Well, they need to get a little something going here. You know, maybe that will spark them. Got to be more than one-dimensional here and try and get some play action going, get the running game going, and then maybe take a shot down the field. You know, the clock, even though it's early in the third quarter, it's still not on your side.
Just about 3 minutes off the clock here in quarter number 3. And here's a Reymer. Cuts back against the grain. Second best run he's had so far tonight. It's a pickup of 9.
There's that counter again, the GT to the tight end side. They like that play. Defensive end got up the field too far and created a little lane. He's got to squeeze that down when that tight end blocks down.
Well blocked that time by the left tackle, Carson White, as well, to open things up and make it second down short. Kuhn, just 2 completions so far tonight, both of them for 3 yards each. See if they put it in his hands here. Liam looks left all the way and well off target. That was Carter Goon, the intended target, and he was wide open too.
He was wide open. You got to connect on that. You know, that 2-back gun, you know, I see kind of a Brock Hill influence on that. That's a nice little buck. We used to call it a cross buck, where the back would go, you fake one way and you go on the opposite flats. Let's see if they got something like that to run here. You got 3rd and short. You definitely got 2 downs to go.
They'll flank 2 wide down here to the near side. More in the slot, and they'll hand it straight ahead.
Straight O ISO to the weak side there.
Be a home and kitchen supply first down. That's Barker with the carry. Not the featured back, but he definitely will come in and probably get about 8-10 carries per night. Seen him along with Branson Hyder get some minutes in the backfield.
Here's that 2-back gun look we were talking about.
They'll blow it dead. Here's a flag. I believe this will be a false start against the Cougars.
Offsides. Seneca East. That's a mental mistake. You can't have those here, especially when you're up this kind of, that's just freebies. You got to make them earn everything they get here.
So the Cougars, the beneficiary of 5 free yards down to the 35. And all the options on the table here for a first down and 5. Pressure comes up the middle. Liam loads up, going deep, kind of a wobbly ball, but he lands it in there right where it needed to be.
Touchdown. Boy, did you see the officials? One was going like this, one was going like this, and finally they said, oh, let's give him a touchdown.
Bit of a slow call to get it in, but Crestview fans are loving it. Got the lights strobing out here at Scott Bailey. Show it to you one more time here after this PAT. Oh, I can't wait that long, Sean. Here we go. Nice fake, good pressure. He stands in tall, and it wasn't the cleanest looking ball, but man, dropped it right in the perfect spot.
I'd like to see where that left foot is there, but that was a great catch regardless. Great throw. You know, the thing I've noticed about Seneca East is they've kind of substituted their defensive line a little bit. They don't have them big fellas in there anymore, and maybe that's to put a little bit more pass rush on Crestview, which they had great pressure. They just didn't get to him.
Tigers do block the PAT, though, so it keeps it at a 22-point game. As we'll keep the action here, 7:54 to go in the third quarter. We'll show you, we'll try to slow this down a little bit more. Run it back one more time and see if we can't get a good look at that left foot. Ooh, baby. That's the benefit of watching the instant replays in super slow-mo.
Yep.
One more time. Yeah, it certainly looks like a whole lot of chalk in there.
Absolutely, and it's this guy on our sideline that was saying, he's in, and the guy in the back judge said no, and finally he's like, all right, let's give him a touchdown. It's amazing how these guys work, you know, Brian?
Well, it makes it a lot more interesting for us, Sean, so I know Tigers Nation doesn't love it so much, but we've got a better ball game going now. Squib kick. And fell on top of at the 34-yard line. That's where the Tigers offense will start up shop. And boy, they have been humming, foot on the gas pedal, and they have not let off since about midway through the first quarter.
You know, it just seems like the Crestview or the Seneca East kids are taller and just, you know, a little thicker than the Crestview kids here, but Haverdale's been here, 5 years? Is this his 5th year? Just done a tremendous job.
I believe actually this might be year number 6.
Year 6, okay.
5 consecutive postseason appearances, 3 straight Firelands Conference titles until last year. Off the handoff, Gayhart gets spun into some traffic and knocked down, no gain.
Now I sense Seneca East is saying, okay, we're here to play, not to lose. Where's that same fire they had the first half? You got to keep going here. You can't just kind of stop and say, well, we've got this in the bag. We got to keep running the football and keep going full throttle like we were the first half.
They were certainly all in on that first drive, a pair of timeouts. Ended up with that big 4th down touchdown as Parks scrambling, trying to get away from trouble. He does. A flag comes in. I think this might be a hold, though. As for right now, it's a 3-yard scamper. We'll run it back one more time. I think they're calling maybe a block in the back against Gayhart. Saw there on Barker. Officials having a conversation, huddled up, wanting to get the right call.
You know, they've moved a lot of games across the state to Thursday nights because of the lack of officials. And, you know, for the most part, I think these guys tonight have done a phenomenal job of officiating this game.
2 Thursday night games for us just last night. We'll have, I think, 2 more coming up next week, so something different. Typically it'd be week 1, Sean. You'd see some Thursday night games and then none after that, maybe a couple of Saturday contests. But with this official shortage, and it's not just in football, I mean, it's had impact on soccer. I mean, I've seen the same people pretty much every single pitch that I go to. So if you're out there and you're interested in becoming a referee, they've got great training. And you get to work with some cool dudes. I met a lot of fun refs.
Well, I'm glad you have, Brian. I'm not sure how many times I have.
Maybe not friends when you're on the coaching ranks and you're constantly buzzing in their ear with stuff they don't want to hear, Sean. But sometimes it's necessary that they at least take it in.
Well, here we are. You know, the momentum's starting to change a little bit to Crestview's side here. They get another stop or even a turnover down here. You know, we got ourselves a ball game. And we got second and 20? We got to get the ball back here to number 1.
Taylor Young just 1 touch thus far in the second half. It'll be Gayhart again. He has been heavily featured. And only wiggles free for a gain of a couple. 3rd down, and the Cougars defense starting to feast. Coming up, making some plays. Lincoln Emery helping make this stop there. And a pivotal play here for the Cougars defense. Try to get that O back on the field. Coming off their first touchdown since the opening minute of the night.
Number 1's over there to the wide side of the field.
Robinson split out wide here on the near side. Park steps up, clean pocket, delivers. A little bit too far, clean coverage on the play. So Crestview gets it done. Well defended there by Cole Hughes.
You know, I see the biggest difference now. Crestview, instead of just laying back, playing man-man, now they're starting to bring some linebackers on blitzes. You know, that was the wheel route that they ran earlier in the first half for a touchdown, and Crestview had it well covered.
Plenty of time for a Cougars comeback. 22-point game. And a quarter and a half to try to get this offense cooking. Raymer back, takes it from his own 34.
Great tackle. None other than Taylor Young. Boy, he plays everything. Offense, defense, special teams. Let's see if Seneca East comes out with their big guys again. Now they're going to bring their little defensive line guys out here and try and get some pressure, I think, on the quarterback. I think with this point in the game, Crestview's, you know, they can do anything they want. Run, pass. We'll see what they do.
Liam Kuhn coming off of his 3rd completion of the night. That in 11 attempts. Twin back set, 3 wide. And they'll hand it off. Here's Barker. Barrels his way through. And lowers the shoulder out near midfield. Gain of 8.
Now here they are in 2-back gun, and we noticed for the first time all night, Seneca East is in a zone. You're going to drop them safeties out. We're going to run the ball, and good play call by Coach Haverdale.
Get that same look again here.
They got 6 in the box. You still got 2 deep safeties. You got them outnumbered. Here comes a counter. Great job by the backside defensive end.
Second straight carry for Barker. He goes nowhere. That'll bring up 3rd down as they fake it to Raymer. Use him as a decoy. And nice pursuit that time by the Tigers.
Now remember what I said about that boot coming out of that same formation. We're booting that way into the field to the halfback that you fake to first. Let's see if they might do something like that. They're in that same set.
Goon split out wide to the near side. They've got Ringler up top.
Oh, they're going to go with that straight timing route. First down, the one that they didn't connect on earlier, they got this time.
Carter Goon with the grab at the Tigers' 48, and he's down with a cramp right now. So prevalent this time of year, of course. They're always telling you, get in that pickle juice, Sean, get those electrolytes the night before. And it's been kind of a cool, perfect night here. The weather has really cooperated. Next week, the anticipation is that it's going to be up in the 90s, so expect for lots of fluids to be coming in off the sidelines and maybe some extra built-in brakes when we get to week 2.
You know, I know they say that pickle juice, but I've tried that, and I just can't hardly stomach that. You work out. Do you enjoy doing that?
Well, actually, I much enjoy the taste of the pickle juice, so I can get down with this, Sean. I put pickles on all my sandwiches. I'm a big condiment guy, and I like to slice them up, put them on plenty of things. So I'm not scared of a little jar getting in my hand before I do a workout. I don't know about the effectiveness, but trainers have lived by it for many years, so they probably know a whole lot better than me.
Well, I know before, even before I played way back when, instead of pickle juice or water, they say, here, you need salt tablets.
Yes.
I'm glad that we're not in that day and age. And I'm really not that old.
No one's accusing you of that, Sean. Speaking of which, love to hear from you, the fans out there. I see about 120 of you watching all together on the YouTube, so drop me some comments as well as Sean Adams. Shout us out. We'll shout you out. Get involved in tonight's Fan Zone. Sometimes it can be the Wild West out there, and I don't see really anybody lighting up the live chat. Good news for the Cougars. Goon kind of popped right back up. We'll have to check out here for a down.
They're still in that 2-deep look on the safety, and I think Crestview's content. Oh, what a jump cut.
And here comes Reymer breaking through to the second level, and there he goes down the sideline inside the 30.
A great jump cut by him over there. You're going to drop them safeties off. Crestview's content running the ball.
It's a Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Great vision. Throws a nice stiff arm there as well. He kind of threw Taylor Young out of the picture.
Now I see some of these bigger guys coming back in. Here's big old number 63 back in the game. Maybe they've had enough of the run here.
They'll hand it off. Getting skinny through the hole. How about Reymer? Squares up 2 at the end of the play and dishes a little bit of contact. Back-to-back first down runs here for Ayden Reymer.
And they're running that GT counter again to the short side of the field now instead of to the tight end.
Raymer's going to check out, come over to the sideline, get a quick breather. Hyder spells him out. And here comes Kuhn after getting the play call from the sideline. Hyder the lone back. 2 wideouts here near side, but they'll run it again straight ahead. This time the Tigers ready for it, and there's those big boys. Brett Martin getting involved on the stop.
Big old 63 in there. They tried to trap him, and he said, we're not going to have any more of this. Got to love that kid. 11th grader. I'm really impressed with both these teams here tonight. You know, there's just the way that they're playing hard, and their coaches are mixing up different formations and different looks, and it's been a real exciting game here.
Crestview trying to make it a bit more exciting down the stretch. Final 3 minutes here of the third quarter. Quick pitch and catch to the outside. He's got his man. Connection made with Logan Fridges. But it will be third down on the way.
Crestview likes that little timing route out there, 8-yard comeback or 10-yard comeback, and they've completed on it twice. Missed it the first time, but they really like that play.
Kuhn's now connected on his last 3 throws. Just 2 completions in the first half for him. Pivotal third down here. They'll need about 5.5. Kuhn just hands it off, and they'll get maybe 1.
Here we are to that. They're running the GT again to the tight end side. You know, and that's the big number 63. They were having earlier success running it to the short side of that formation. Let's see if they might come back to that at some point in time. But this is a huge 4th down play here.
Yeah, conservative play call on third, so now you put everything on the shoulders of your junior quarterback. Carter Goon back in.
Here they are in that formation again. Let's see if they run GT to the top side. Boot over here.
And a lot of pressure coming. 3 linebackers come. It's a sprint to the outside.
Ooh,
Liam gets crushed.
Shot.
Yeah, Liam Kuhn down to a knee. And I'm not sure if he's got the yardage needed.
Well, they definitely got it on the penalty. They threw a penalty. It looked like he took a shot to the head.
So Kuhn to the sideline will slow it down. I mean, looks like a clean hit by Taylor perhaps, right?
Looks like a clean hit to me. Led with his hands, didn't hit him in the head, hit him in the shoulders. I mean, that's a nice hit, but I think they threw a flag.
Yeah, I do see it now, Sean. It's on the sideline right where Liam got hit, presumably would be a targeting.
Well, I would think targeting's mainly with the top of your helmet, with the crown of your helmet. You could see the kid clearly led with his hands, but that's what they're calling. So now if that's the case, is he ejected? That would be huge if he's ejected because of that call. That was number 1.
Yeah, that's Taylor Young. He's got his helmet off right now. And he's checking out of the game. It's week 1 for me too, Sean. I'm trying to remember the rules if you do get kicked out.
Yeah, I don't remember myself. It looks like he's coming back in, but I think clearly that was a good hit. He led with his hands, and it was just on the sideline, so maybe they talked him into it.
Yeah, big play call. Kuhn right now out of the lineup. Here's Ringler. Has to stretch to hand it off for Raymer. Could have been troublesome. And we'll see if Liam Kuhn is good enough to get back in. He is. Let's look at that hit one more time. That knocks Liam out for a play. Yeah, great looking piece of tackling. But it did shake him up and benefited him. I'm not sure of the spot if they had the first down without that penalty, Sean. I think they might have been about a yard shy.
I know, that was huge, and that was a 4th down play, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Heavy set here. They'll toss it. Raymer cuts back against the grain, whirling, and then slung down.
That's the first time we've seen the toss out of double tight, and, Seneca East, linemen, them big guys are running the line.
Quality stop made there by Jackson Gayhart. I don't know that he's taking a snap off tonight. Kid has been a two-way machine. Now another big 3rd down here for the Crestview offense. Knocking on the doorstep. Kuhn rolls out right, gets one defender to jump, and now Liam can't get by the second wave, and guess
big number 63.
Come on, baby.
Come on now, big fella. Where's that turkey leg at?
Here he is gobbling up the legs here of Kuhn. Big time stuff here, and if not for an outstanding night by Taylor Young, I got to say 63 probably be number 2 on my list for MVP tonight.
Number 63 is giving it all. They start running the ball. He's not in there. They bring him in. Look what happens. Kid just plays with so much heart and so much guts. I got to meet him after the game.
Play clock was down to 2, so Crestview's going to have to burn a timeout. And this is a tough call. 12-yard line, 4th down, but you need points. I'm trying to do some math in my head to see if 3 even does you any good. Probably got to go for that touchdown, don't you, Sean Adams?
You got to go for that touchdown. That 3's at this point in the game is not going to do you any good. So you got to throw it in the end zone. Maybe you catch it. Maybe you get a penalty. You got to get it into the end zone.
Just 13 ticks remain on the clock. Kind of a fast-moving 3rd quarter. Crestview looking for back-to-back scoring drives after it was 35 consecutive hung on the board by the Seneca East Tigers, who took care of Crestview in a Week 1 battle over in Attica last year. And we're looking for a repeat performance here in week 1 on the road. Maybe the biggest play of the night thus far on the way.
Well, the last time they were in that formation, they ran a boot. Let's see what they do here. It doesn't do much good to run a boot when it's 4th and long. And big 63 comes through.
The pocket just absolutely collapses like he was sucked inside of a portal. Nowhere to go. The Tigers get there, and Martin right at the center of it.
Martin and 54. Now you watch, both those guys are going to come back out here and look at that big fella. You got to love that kid.
3 Tigers all converge to help make that sack. So is that a third of a sack, Sean? I'm not really sure how that works.
Let's give it to 63.
Boy, has he been awesome blocking downfield when he's been on the offensive side of things. Many big-time defensive plays, too. So he and Taylor Young, they have combined to have just a superb performance here tonight on the road.
You know, other than that first score early in the second half, the Seneca East hasn't really done anything.
Oh, they will here, though. Gayhart gets upended, but not before a big-time 14, 15-yard run to start off this drive. Nice crease, sneaks through the hole, and potentially a touchdown-saving tackle coming over by Reymer. And that'll be the last play here of quarter number 3. Money time on the way when we return.
They're doing tonight. The TY Tigers, come on, give us the score on there.
Sean Adams calling for a Mansfield senior score. They got Akron St. Vincent St. Mary at home tonight, opening night of the high school football season, as we welcome you back to Scott Bailey Memorial Field. And it's about a half-yard loss there on first down for Seneca East. Play busted up in the backfield that time by Logan Fridges. I will look in the chat section. So far, all I see is William Beard didn't really love the call on that 15-yard late hit, or the targeting call.
Oh, yeah, number 1. Yep.
Tigers did end up making the stop down in the red zone. Big sack made by Brett Martin, actually a pair of them in a row.
Yeah, I mean, they're running the ball, and Seneca East says, okay, get in there, big fella. Let's take care of business, and it stops. You got one as an explosive player, and you got big 63 leading everything down there with them hogs.
Here he is at left tackle. It's a bad snap. Parks has to scramble back and just absolutely crunched by just about every single Cougar back at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, the center snapped it, and nobody else even moved except for Crestview defense.
Yeah, Raymer applied a big hit. Just absolutely surrounded by a whole gang of Tigers. And Parks right now, he's down, he's feeling it, and I'm not sure how you couldn't. That's what you call swarming to the football, Sean.
That's how you get to the ball. You know, as a young quarterback like that, you in that kind of position, you're 140 pounds. It's your first varsity football game. You're not going to gain any extra yards. Just get down and protect yourself to live to play another day.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you fine folks out there live and free thanks to our generous sponsors, including the Sutton Bank, where you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. With more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout for more info, 419-989-7240. Carothers Pest Control. If you got a pest, call the Pest. I know I do. 419-342-6841. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. 89 Homes, where they're building homes, earning trust since 1979. Simonson Construction, from concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. And our MVP sponsor tonight is the place to go after every local game, or you can watch your favorite team in action. Come join the crew today at Baker's Pizza and enjoy their pizza of the month. Nicholas Parks is up after about a minute down on the turf and listed at $140. He has played way bigger than that. He's never been afraid in the pocket. He has thrown some absolute clutch darts downfield. And you certainly hope that he's going to be okay and be able to finish this baby out.
Well, it looks like they put number 1 in there. Of course, they're probably going to punt it here. 4th down and a mile to go.
27 to be approximate. Not a good punt off the side of the foot here of Jackson. And it'll come to rest at about the 36-yard line, so that's all that separates Crestview from another scoring drive. 10:41 to go. But the Cougars got to get to work here very quickly. Still trailing by 3 scores.
Yeah, but this kind of field position, Crestview, if they want to win this football game, need to score right here and preferably early.
Well, they've got the guns that can do it. Reymer has had a big night. He's over 100 yards, coming off of a 1,400-yard campaign as a sophomore with 15 tutties. He's tasted pay dirt once tonight.
Here we are in this formation again. You still got 2 deep safeties and big 63's out. Here they come. Uh-oh, they got the guy in the crease and he overthrows him. They had him.
Tough to tell on the replay here exactly where Liam Kuhn was going with the football. You're right. Moore's wide open. And it looked like perhaps on the follow-through, Sean, his elbow hits his running back, Raymer.
Oh, is that right? I didn't even see that part.
And we'll play it one more time. So here he is on the follow-through. And then Raymer steps right into him, might have thrown it off target.
Yep. Those are the kinds you got to capitalize on.
So it'll bring up 2nd down. They're going to stick with the exact same look on offense. Fake it to Barker. Now Liam running for his life. And he'll get dropped down again behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, you look back here and you got 4 DBs and you got 3 receivers. I mean, that's Seneca East has said, okay, we're going to drop back in the zone. And you're not going to win too many times when you got 3 receivers on 4 DBs.
That's Landon Hicks spinning his way out of a double team to come over and make that stop. Another sack for the Tigers. Been getting in that backfield pretty routinely here in this second half.
Yeah, like they just tell those front 4, you just get up there and just go. Just go as hard as you can here.
They'll bring the pressure this time. That leaves Moore wide open, and he didn't look it in. So 4th down coming up. And Crestview still going to need 13 after the incompletion.
Yeah, they're kind of showing a cover 2 look. So number 1 runs a fade, and they run number 2 on an out route, and the corner ran with the fade. Should have been a nice completion and a little bit of extra yards.
Might have missed a flag out there too, Sean, as they were pointing in Crestview's direction, and they're going to mark it off.
Yeah, I didn't see that penalty. That's a huge penalty.
The question is, will it still be 4th down? Yeah, it is. So it might have come after the play, some bonus material. And now the Crestview punting unit's going to have to truck onto the field.
You know, once again, give credit to this Seneca East defense. You know, they gave up the touchdown early in the game on the second play, but since then they've just buckled down and played. And, you know, I thought that was going to be a key to the game, was just being able to hang in there and hang in there and hang in there. And they've given themselves a chance to win this game.
Quick punt from Barker. It's going to hop, and Young handles it with one hand at the 15, cuts back against the grain. Special teams does their thing. Another tackle and punt coverage here for Fridges. But that gives the ball back over to the Tigers. And with just 9:12 to go, a couple first downs, and can really change the complexion of this game. It felt like Crestview wasn't too far away. But the clock now, the biggest enemy of the Cougars.
Well, you know, you go back to look at the touchdown throw earlier late in the first half that they missed in the end zone, and then even this last drive where they got a penalty down there and don't capitalize. Those are two scoring opportunities that you must come through if you're going to win a football game. Parks is back.
And he's back to pass again. Wills, Dills, and he's got a completion at around the 35-yard line, connecting with Ethan Schultz. It's going to be about a 7.5-yard gain. But you just love what Nicholas Parks brings. It just never feels like he's trapped.
Yeah, I mean, with the quarterback to be able to extend the play certainly puts a lot of pressure on your defense, and then he's able to deliver and make some throws. So, you know, I'm just really impressed with the young kid.
He'll hand it off straight ahead. This is Gayhart. And he's a half-yard shy, so it will be 3rd down. The Cougars' defense going to have to make a spectacular play to try to stop him. Seneca East quickly back up to the line, and I think they cost themselves with a false start.
I'm not so sure why they're in such a hurry. You know, they've got 8 minutes to go on the clock. You got 3rd and 1. Let it run down a little bit. You know, I don't know if they tried to get Crestview to jump off sides on something crazy, but let's just keep yourselves in position to win the game.
Yeah, it felt like they were trying to rush up there to try to get the Cougars to jump. And instead it cost them 5 yards, and this is a much better situation for the defensive unit now, as it's 3rd down 5. But the clock will roll. And Zach Brumfield filling us in 21-7 St. Vincent St. Mary.
Now here we are with another bad snap. Everything's out of sync here.
So it works out in Crestview's favor. Young nowhere to go, low snap. And I think he had to pitch it to get it into his hands.
Yeah, it looked like they were running some sort of counter back with number 1, but the whole play was just off because of the snap.
Gavin Barker read it all the way. And now presumably Crestview is going to get the football back right around 7 minutes to go.
Oh, goodness.
Slow dribbler. And the Cougars got him dead to rights. Gayhart throws it. And nearly intercepted, but...
Oh, that number 9 spikes it. Nobody saw that.
What a heads-up play, though, by Gayhart just to get the incompletion instead of taking a dramatic loss.
And number 9 was trying to catch it, and that would have gave him even worse field position. You got to knock that down. So it's probably a good thing that he dropped it. But Gaylord, what a great heads-up play. I'm surprised they didn't get caught with number 9 spiking the ball on the sideline. That would have been a huge penalty.
7 minutes to go. So here it is again from the start. It's a low snap all the way. Gayhart gets away from 1, 2, 3, 4 Cougars. Tucks it in the left hand, brings it back,
throws it,
and then just chucks it out of there.
Nearly
It probably should have been picked, and obviously frustration, as you mentioned, the spike there by Joe.
Nobody saw that.
But the referees don't throw a flag.
You got to keep your head.
First down, and they put it into the hands of Reymer.
I think at this point in the game, Crestview's going to have a little sense of urgency.
This was kind of the decision-making that they had with Liam Kuhn last year. Only threw 160 passes, started every game, did put up 1,300 yards on the season. Only put it in the air about 15 times so far tonight. Second down. Looking to set up the screenplay, but Reymer goes on his backside, off balance with the catch.
Yep, tried to set up a little screen over there on that backside.
Set up the screenplay, but Reymer goes on his backside, off
nothing
balance
going.
with the catch. Looked like he would have been dead to rights anywhere. Well read that time by Parks. A couple linebackers flowing there too.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed with the Seneca East defense. They're just a bunch of scrappy ball players that are out there giving it everything they got. Led by, of course, big number 63. Look how wide it is open in the middle. They got three techniques, and just daring Crestview to run it up the middle.
Instead, they'll get him. They'll drop down Liam for another sack. This kid's made a ton of plays tonight. Not listed on our roster here, Sean.
Yeah, number 71. I don't know who that is. But he's made some huge plays.
So we need some more comment bombs. Who was this mystery number 71 who just came up with the sack here? And now I think the Cougars, they got to go for it.
Just daring Crestview to run it up the middle.
Fourth and 18. One back set. Kuhn looks right, gets some happy feet, and that's because the pressure's there. Now he gets away from it, but not for long. Gayhart delivers the final blow, rocks him down at the 41. Back-to-back sacks here for Seneca East, the same way they ended their drive when they were in the red zone.
Yep, that's 3 scoring opportunities at least that they haven't capitalized on. And, this Seneca East defense, I hate to beat a dead horse, but they just come and play and play and play, and they play hard. Ed Phillips has done a nice job over there. In 2009, I was at Clear Fork, and that was his first year at Seneca East. And just to see the development of these kids over and over and over and all the success they've had in that league, it's really impressive. I'm going to have to go get a 6-stacker at Wendy's for big old number 63.
I'm not sure if that's going to do the trick, Sean. Might need some backup beef for that, too. On first down, straight ahead, Gayhart. Right into the muscle. Jack Stevens and company. Three yards, but the clock, the biggest factor now, 4.5 minutes and winding.
Other than that first drive in the second half, they really haven't given the ball to number 1. He's kind of been non-existent. They've been relying on 44 here, mainly the second half.
Taylor Young was a menace in the opening half. 3 touchdowns of 31 yards or more. Had a carry for a 31-yard touchdown, a bomb of 63, and then caught a 41-yard pass. But more of a decoy here in half number 2. Haven't necessarily needed him to be a game breaker. And sometimes, Sean, we'll be watching the ball and not necessarily paying attention to perhaps, they're giving a little bit more attention over to Taylor and taking him out of the ball game.
Yeah, of course, late in the game, like right here, just try and get the ball to number 44. You got 9 more games to go, and you want to try and keep your guys healthy. And 44 looks like your strongest running back. There they go. They give it to number 1 there.
And he catches a block. You know what happens when he gets out on the perimeter.
About a 15-yard gain there. First down.
Get into his hands quick. And just unmatched acceleration here tonight.
Yeah, he's got good balance. He's quick. He's fast, and like you said, that acceleration once he gets the ball is very good. All 13's out there having some fun tonight. Good for him. Kids played hard.
Yeah, what a moment. First career start on the road. Crestview, we know they had those back-to-back undefeated seasons not that long ago, so tough snap again. He's had to deal with a few problems.
I don't know what's up with that second half here. That's probably about the 4th time we've seen something happen with the snaps.
This is going to go against the Tigers. So 5-yard penalty. But the clock will spin. Still first down. Seneca East really impressing here tonight. Season opener, Blake Foose, who accounted for over 3,000 total yards at the quarterback position. That was a guy that, how do you fill those shoes? So far, so good for Nicholas Parks.
And 44's had a heck of a night too. The kids played great on defense. Been a workhorse on the offensive side. I really like this bunch. I think the N10 ought to worry about what's going to come from those folks over in Attica this year.
Got to see Colonel Crawford with my own eyes last night. Big 41-point winner over River, a team that took them down to the wire a season ago. And Colonel Crawford, too, another squad that quarterback, running back, all their top threats lost to graduation. What are they going to do? Plug in new guys and then watch them do their thing.
And that's the program, the weight room and the coaching in the off season and the culture that I think started with Coach Tegelvik, and now Coach Bruner has kind of put his own stamp on things, and it's good to see that over there. I really enjoy watching those kids play football. They're another team that says, okay, we're going to line up double tights and 2 back and try and go at you, and that's kind of old school football that you don't see anymore.
Got a couple of comments rolling in now. What's up, Chelsea Price? Cheering on the Tigers, enjoying what she's seeing so far. Kennedy says that number 71, she believes, is Justin Reeder. So have to add that to the mix. Is he even on the roster in another number? I don't think so. Oh, yes, number 5 is what he's listed at on our roster. But he's been awesome so far.
Okay.
Sandra trying to will the Cougars to a victory. And a reminder to you guys, if you haven't been noticing me on the promos, we do have the Friday Night Pigskin Week 1 edition tonight. We'll be live right around 11:30, me and the gang down at the studio. It's a really fun time. Sean, we need to get you down there one of these Friday nights.
I'd love to go. You just tell me when, and I'll be there.
We'll get that scheduled up. We got the big 100-inch whiteboard. You can dial up a couple of things. Got the telestrator. I think we can have a lot of fun.
It sounds like my kind of place, Brian. I really appreciate you having me tonight. This has been a ton of fun. I missed the coaching on Friday nights, but where else would you rather be? Watching a game and sitting here with the OH report and small town football. Can't beat it.
One big benefit of this job that I've heard former coaches say is that you get to see a little bit more of the landscape instead of your own team every week preparing for just 10 opponents. Now you get to see a Seneca East and a Crestview. Next game, you're going to see Clear Fork and Lexington, I believe. So just a little variety pack for you, Sean.
It is. And you know, I think we talked at halftime. I have never in my whole career sat in the box. And to be able to sit at this vantage point and to see the game from this standpoint, I'm going to put that in the back of my head if I ever decide to make a return, that, you know, this is a great vantage point. And, you know, I just love seeing these kids give everything they got and getting the double tights and big number 63 just rumbling around. And it's just been a fun night.
Fourth down going to the sky. Parks unloads, up for grabs. Nearly undercutting is Bryler Beamer to make the catch, but it's knocked down and incomplete. That's Kosowski on the coverage. And that'll be a turnover on down. So first down, possession back over to the Cougars. 81 seconds to go. Starting offense going to stay in here for Crestview. Maybe not. Looks like we might see Lane Robinson, 6'3", 185-pound junior, come in and at least lead the quarterback duties. Inconsistent night, certainly for Liam Kuhn. Sacked, I think, 5 times in this second half.
Just couldn't get in any rhythm. You know, the best pass play they had the whole night was that timing route on the 10-yard comeback. And they hit that twice and then, you know, missed it once, but he just could never get into a rhythm.
First play for Lane, and he lets it fly. Got a completion and a first down. So a nice start here for the lefty. Playing back off on the coverage that time, allowing the underneath route.
You know, I haven't been over here to this stadium since, I think, 2000, and these fans and the whole stadium, I just can't believe how nice it is, and the field turf. It's just a great atmosphere.
One of the better small school atmospheres that you'll get in North Central Ohio. And how about this? Tyson Ringler coming back to the football, makes a play, and breaks inside the red zone. A late flag in as well.
Personal foul, face mask.
So that'll give the Cougars even more yardage. Undercut trying to go for the interception there was Derek Cornwell. And Ringler just snuck in front of him. Made the catch. Hasn't had very many targets tonight. Makes the most of this one. And Crestview now on the doorstep. Should mark him off down inside the 10-yard line. Back-to-back first down throws. Robinson stays in there. Back looking right all the way. He throws it to the corner. Knocked down.
I kind of like the arm on this little lefty here. He's got a strong arm, and he's really winging it around. And he's a big, tall kid, isn't he? 6'3", 185.
A little bit different build than Liam Kuhn, who's an excellent athlete. 6'4" as well. Shot some hype videos with him. Dude just does backflips, all sorts of stuff. Pressure comes. And broken up last second. Trying to get it to Fridges over the middle for the TD. He had a step, not a bad ball.
Well, we got 2 downs. It's, what, 3rd and goal?
3rd down, right in front of the student section. On what appears to be Hawaiian night out here in Olivesburg. Seen a lot of pressure coming off of the edges tonight for the Tigers, and it'll get to them.
And you know, here we are back in the same old song and dance. They get down here and shoot themselves in the foot. You know, this will be the 4th time that they're down here and not conceivably get anything out of this. Now we got another 4th down.
Cornwell just comes bursting in. And I think that we saw Lane Robinson probably had one eye over on the pressure that was coming from the right side before he caught the snap. Led to the fumble. And it's a tough 4th down conversion. Got to get it into the end zone. Takes a snap with 15 ticks. To the corner. Ringler repositions and makes the grab. Touchdown,
what a catch.
Cougars.
Nice catch by that kid. It's way to battle for the ball.
Fun way to close out what's been kind of an otherwise frustrating night, I think, for Tyson in this offense. But this is what we expected from them. Their big play threat from a season ago only had 3 touchdowns, but almost 500 yards and 16 yards per catch. Good stuff right there.
You know, once again, that corner's got to kind of ride him out of bounds. He's not riding him enough to get him out of bounds and lets him stay in there to make a catch.
So make it a 15-point game. Kick is good. Not sure there's going to be enough time. Even if you get the onside kick and score, you got to get another one and score, Sean.
Yeah, I don't think there's quite enough time for this one. But, you know, give these kids credit. They keep battling. And, you know, you got next week. You go home tonight, you lick your wounds, you get up in the morning, you come in and try and get better tomorrow and Sunday. And the great thing about football games, you got one next week where you can try and get rid of that nasty taste.
I think a great image there. Brennan Hyder coming off the field. Coach Haverdale comes over, just puts his arm around him and probably expressing a lot of the same things that you just said. It's just week 1, buddy.
It's just week 1. We got a chance to play again next week, and let's just get better and learn from our mistakes. And, you know, Coach Bradley used to say, make a new mistake. And I'm not sure who they have next week. Do you know?
Well, they've got a tough one. They
Kirtland.
got Kirtland coming here. It's going to be a Thursday night showcase. Going to be featured on Cleveland 19.
Is that right? Okay.
So they got the big time coming over here. Not that we're not, Sean, but I think they probably got a few more gizmos and gadgets than perhaps we do. Bit bigger budget. So that should be a fun one that you can watch on local TV.
So they got the Kirtland Hornets coming in here.
They do indeed. In Kirtland, folks, if you're not familiar, I believe they have more state championships than any team in the state of Ohio. Is that correct?
I don't think they have more than St. Ignatius or Marion Local.
Oh yeah, Marion Local.
But you know, they've been there the last several years. Oh, and they recovered it.
That's right. So the Cougars, I mean, they're still fighting. Maybe thinking they're not out of it. Are they dreaming? Who knows? All you can do is go one snap at a time, or did Seneca East get it? Certainly being held up right now by a Tiger.
I guess they did get it.
So it looks like that will cement the victory here on opening night for Seneca East. Just have to set up in victory formation. And you got to applaud the performance, certainly, of the offense, Nicholas Parks, and what he was able to do. But really, that defensive front here tonight, Sean, plus the pressure of those linebackers. Crestview never got in a rhythm offensively, and if they did, it got shut down inside the 20.
Very impressed with their defense. You know, they just are a gritty bunch. They just come off the ball hard and know their jobs, know their responsibilities, and make those plays. And, you know, Crestview had the momentum. And what did they do? They put in big number 63. Big 63 had 2 stops consecutively, and that was it. And I think that was probably the turning point, you know, in the game that Crestview wasn't going to win. So, you know, what a great time here tonight. Wish both these guys the best of luck, and certainly going to keep my eye on the Tigers and Cougars moving forward.
And still more to come live and free here tonight, including an interview with our most valuable player. It might have to be a 2-piece. I mean, Taylor Young was phenomenal. We've mentioned Brett Martin a bunch of times, too. So stick around, find out. We'll have the Baker's Pizza MVP plus our 89 Homes post-game coming up right after this.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It's now time for our player of the game, co-players of the game tonight. Taylor Young of Seneca East. I mean, dude, you were almost impossible to stop in that first half. Let's just begin there where the game started. And it looked like at the beginning of the game, they were moving you around in a bunch of spots, obviously put you in the backfield, had the big touchdown run. So what has your role been so far during the offseason heading into tonight where you knew that you were going to be in a bunch of different places?
I mean, my role is just kind of be there for the team, whatever they need me to be. It don't matter. I'll play running back, wide receiver. If I have to get there down and dirty and block, I mean, I'll do that for anyone out there on that team.
First time starting quarterback for you guys here tonight. He showed a lot of flashes, but certainly it was probably nice to have you like that security blanket that he knew that he could hook up with. What can you say about his performance here?
He's a great guy. I love Doug. He throws great balls, man. He's a real good kid. I like the way he came out here and played. We kind of were skeptical at the start practices and stuff, but he's really picked up and started to play well.
I think Crestview came into this season and they had some really high expectations. Ton of kids got playing time last year that were back this season. So to come on the road to get a win, second in a row for you guys over them here the last couple of seasons, what does this mean to you to start off 1-0?
Oh, it feels great. You know, it's just we've got to keep a level head coming into next week too against Gibsonburg. They're a good team. They ended up beating us last year, and we're kind of hungry for them, to say the least.
Well, big performance by you here tonight. 3 total touchdowns, almost 200 yards. Congratulations on that. Look in the camera. Shout out as many people as you want.
Hey, shout out Justin Ryder. He was a big key today. He ended up having to come and play left tackle for us. Started out at wide receiver, came in, did a great job tonight.
Sporting the number 71, was supposed to be number 5. He certainly made a big difference here tonight. Taylor Young, one of your co-MVPs, presented by Baker's Pizza. Hand off the mic to the big fella now. We'll bring in Brett Martin, and statistically, all I put for you was just an absolute menace in the trenches. Just it looked like you were having a good time out there on both sides of the ball. Offensively, you were downfield making some big-time blocks, opening up some things. So just describe your mindset and how you really like to attack people when you're down in the trenches.
Yeah, so when you come to this game, we had really good defensive front. Our goal was just to block one guy at a time, do our job, and just move the ball yards by yards.
Well, you're certainly able to do that, but I think your biggest impact came on defense, of course. There was a couple times they took you out of the game as soon as you got reinserted. It was very noticeable that 63 was on the field. So just your role when you're out there and you're getting your minutes on defense is what?
It just feels really good just to get out there and just hit people. Normally you're just blocking for your guys. It's different just to get out there and tackle.
Yeah, big-time tackles for you. Time in and time out here, and then you stop them in the red zone too. How big did that feel throughout the course of the momentum where they were trying to make that comeback?
Oh, it felt really good. We just knew we had to stop them so they couldn't get any farther. They started to come back on us in the second half, but we just knew we just had to stop them and shut their momentum down.
What were the expectations for this team heading into this new season? A little bit of question marks. I asked around about you, some other media guys, and I think that you were kind of one that people were kind of like not exactly sure what to think.
It was challenging this year. A lot of injuries, and just had to just do your job and just step up and be a team.
Well, congratulations, 1-0 here on the season, and went over Crestview on their home turf. Go ahead and shout out as many people as you'd like.
Shout out my right guard, Crestview. His first game back from having his left ACL torn. Shout out to my center, even though he had a few mishaps, he's played a really good game. Shout out to number 71, mystery man, Justin Ryder.
Yeah.
Awful game, stepping up from tight end, so he got a left tackle. Incredible. Shout out to my right tackle for just having an incredible game.
All right, Brett Martin along with Taylor Young, your co-MVPs, presented by Baker's Pizza.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
We return now with our post-game coverage presented by 89 Homes. Big statement here tonight on the road by Seneca East as they move to 1-0 on the season, taking care of Crestview by a final score of 35-20. I am Brian Skowronski. Sean Adams joining me here tonight. And we just heard from the co-MVPs, two really impressive performances in different ways, but ultimate impact, obviously, by the big fella, Mr. Martin, and then Mr. Young on the outside. They both did their thing.
It was just great, you know. You never get a chance to see other teams play, and this is an opportunity to see that, to see these guys come out here. You know, who did they congratulate? It was all their teammates. The linemen congratulated the lineman. The number one congratulated his quarterback, you know, and it just all about the team, and it was just fun to watch these guys play tonight.
Take a look at our final stats. And we got right around 300 total yards here tonight for Seneca East. These are probably not exactly accurate, folks. 221, though, over on the other side for Crestview, but they turn it over 3 times. Penalties added up a little bit in the second half there for Seneca East, but it didn't necessarily cost them. They just made the big plays when they really needed to, Sean. I think that was the ultimate difference, really shutting down Crestview when they were trying to build a little momentum and get back in it.
Right, and we talked about the first series of this third quarter being the most important, and Crestview stalls, they get the ball, and they go down and score, and Seneca East does, and then, you know, they start to get a little bit of momentum, and here comes number 63. I can't say enough about the big fella and how he kind of put that defensive line on his shoulders and say, come on, boys, we got to go take care of the business and get this win.
They did that here tonight, moving out of Olivesburg to 1-0, and for Crestview, Kirtland coming to town, really in danger with all these high expectations, Sean, so coming 0-2 out of the gates, both at home.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's going to be like to prepare for Kirtland, but, you know, it's another week, a chance to get better, and you know, you still got a long way to go, and losing the first one's not the end of the world.
And then coming up next for Seneca East, Gibsonburg, as the boy said. So 2 tough games coming up next Friday night for both of these squads. We'll see if the Tigers can keep that momentum rolling, and if Crestview can have a bounce-back performance, we'll have coverage of the Cougars on Thursday night. That is going to wrap up our coverage, though, here tonight from Olivesburg. Sean Adams, great first night of action with you.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed myself immensely.
Had a good time with you as well, and we're looking forward to many more. Got to thank Jeremy Peoples as well, our photog here tonight. And don't forget the Friday night pigskin coming up at 11:30. That's pretty soon here, Sean, so I got to get torn down, got to get back, got to get suited up, and got to get ready for the post-game action. It doesn't stop here. So for this game from Olivesburg, we are done, but I'll see you guys at about 11:30. So long.